For many of us, coffee starts our day. It's the daily ritual. Things don't happen before that first cup of joe. But what if that cup of coffee is also the source of mold and mycotoxins? So what are mycotoxins? These are basically toxic compounds produced by certain molds that can survive the coffee roasting process. Mold contamination actually occurs during various stages, from improper drying at the farm to long shipping times without climate control. So even high quality beans are not immune if they're not handled properly. So let's start with the specifics. There's two common mycotoxins found in coffee, which are aflatoxin B1 and ochratoxin A. So aflatoxin B1 is notorious for its carcinogenic properties, meaning that it can actually contribute to cancer development. Whereas ochratoxin A, on the other hand, it's a nephrotoxic, which means that it can damage your kidneys. So these compounds are particularly concerning because they are heat resistant, which actually means that these things can survive the whole roasting process and end up in your morning brew. Mold contamination in coffee happens at several stages. So starting all the way at the farm, during harvesting and processing, the methods used there can significantly impact mold growth. So during coffee production, this is usually involving either wet or dry methods. So the wet processing, what happens there is that they're actually washing the beans and fermenting them in water, which if that process is not managed properly, it can create humid environments which are conducive to mold growth. Where on the other hand, you have dry processing, and this is when the beans are all laid out in the sun to dry, but mold can still happen here too if the beans are not turned over regularly or if they're exposed to rain or high humidity. Once they're all processed, the beans enter the green bean stage, which is where they're stored and shipped. Now, during this time, moisture, humidity, and temperature all play crucial roles. So if the beans are stored in silos or shipped in containers without proper climate control, they can actually absorb all the moisture, which is going to promote mold growth. This is why it's good to understand that even high quality beans can still become contaminated, and highlights the importance of actually choosing coffee from producers who prioritize proper handling and testing for mycotoxins. Now you might be thinking, why does this even matter? So mycotoxins in contaminated coffee can actually lead to fatigue, brain fog, and inflammation. It's crucial to identify and reduce the daily toxin exposure for overall better health, of course. So mycotoxins, they can actually start to accumulate in your body, which affects your brain and your immune system, potentially even contributing to other chronic conditions. Let's take brain fog, for instance. Mycotoxins can cross the blood-brain barrier, which is going to disrupt neurotransmitter function and actually leads to more cognitive issues along the way. So this is why you might feel mentally sluggish even after consuming coffee, which might be contaminated. And when it comes to inflammation or immunity, mycotoxins stress your liver, which is crucial for detoxification. So this can lead to chronic or low-grade inflammation, which is all setting the stage for more serious health issues that could pop up over time. So just imagine someone who experiences chronic fatigue and can't pinpoint the cause. They might switch to a clean mycotoxin-free coffee, and then suddenly their energy levels improve from that switch. So this isn't an uncommon story. It's actually a reality for many who are unknowingly consuming contaminated coffee. So how can you choose a safer coffee? What we'd recommend doing is looking for brands that are third-party tested for mold and mycotoxins. So certifications like USDA Organic or Rainforest Alliance can be indicators of higher quality, but specifically seek out the brands that openly share their testing results for mycotoxins. So there's also a common misconception that roasting coffee beans eliminates mold all around. So while roasting does certainly kill the mold itself, the mycotoxins, which are those harmful compounds we're talking about here, are heat resistant and can survive the roasting process. This is why it's crucial to choose the beans that have been tested for these toxins before they actually reach your cup. So proper storage at home is also essential for maintaining coffee quality and maintaining your mold risk. What we'd suggest is using airtight containers to keep moisture out and store your coffee in cool, dark pantries. Avoid any kind of freezers or fridge unless you have an excellent seal on that. So by following these steps, you can enjoy your coffee with greater peace of mind, knowing that you're reducing your exposure to any of these hidden toxins along the way. So if you're concerned about mold or any other toxins that might be floating around your body, consider testing yourself and your toxin load to understand your potential exposure. MD Lifespan offers a comprehensive toxin test and talk to help you identify your toxin burden and support your detox pathways. So this evaluation actually gives you a personalized strategy to start enhancing your health and vitality. Just go pick up yours over at mdlifespan.com/toxin test. Just remember that these are super important informed decisions that you get to make, and your coffee is crucial since it is that daily thing most of us are drinking right there in the morning or maybe multiple times a day. This all impacts your health. So for more resources and guidance, check out some previous episodes of the TPE Blueprint Podcast or go to mdlifespan.com and then you can go check out all the different resources there as well. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time.